So let's talk about what it actually means to enter the crypto space. Look, it doesn't mean you have to bet the farm or go all in. Honestly, if you just buy 20 bucks worth of Bitcoin, you're officially in the game. But the real reason to get involved isn't just about making a quick buck. It's about taking part in one of the biggest economic and technological shifts of our lifetime. And yeah, finding some incredible opportunities along the way.
And that brings us to a really big question, you know? It's about how massive change and massive wealth is created. Every generation sees these huge breakthroughs, but they tend to fall into one of two buckets. Are you making things more efficient inside the current system, or are you tearing up the old playbook and redesigning the entire economy? And this is the perfect way to see it. On one side, you've got AI. It's all about improving productivity, making us way faster and smarter within the system we already have. But on the other side, you've got crypto. It's focused on the economic architecture. It's not about playing the old game better, it's about building a brand new game with a totally different set of rules.
To really get your head around just how huge this is, we've got to look back. I mean, the best comparison we have for what's happening in crypto right now is the rise of the internet itself.
Think about it. This timeline is basically a roadmap for disruption. Most of the billionaires we know today, they made their fortunes right around the year 2000. It wasn't because they were suddenly working harder than their parents' generation. Nope. It's because they jumped into a field that was completely rewriting the rules. E-commerce just steamrolled traditional retail. WhatsApp made sending a text message practically free, killing the old SMS model. The entire cost of cooperating and sharing information just collapsed. It was a complete and total teardown of the old way of doing things.
So if crypto is rewriting the rules, what are these old rules we keep talking about? Well, we're talking about the traditional, centralized systems we've all grown up in. You know, the systems where, for the most part, we've just been playing a game where someone else sets the board.
And this quote just nails it. This is the core of the old system. You have a small handful of gatekeepers, the big banks, the regulators, the massive institutions, and they make all the rules. They're the ones who decide who gets to sit at the table, who gets access to opportunity, and for basically all of modern history, our only choice has been to accept it and play along. Until now.
So let's get into the specifics. How exactly is crypto breaking these ancient rules? Because this isn't some abstract idea for the future. This revolution is already happening. Let's look at how the old financial world is being dismantled, piece by piece, right now.
This is the spirit, the whole ethos behind this movement. When Bitcoin and blockchain came along, they fundamentally broke the monopoly on power that the old guard held. Let's look at a couple of ways this is playing out.
First up, stablecoins. Before we get into how they're breaking everything, let's just get a quick definition down. A stablecoin is simply a crypto token that's designed to hold a steady price, usually by being pegged to something like the US dollar. Seems simple enough, right? But oh boy, the implications are absolutely massive.
Okay, now here's where things get really subversive. Stablecoins have kicked off an era of basically private money printing. Just look at Tether, the biggest one by a mile. It isn't just backed by dollars sitting in a bank account. Its reserves are a whole portfolio, Bitcoin, gold, all sorts of assets. What does that mean? It means they are, for all intents and purposes, a private company printing its own version of the US dollar, completely outside the control of any central bank.
And here is the direct result of that for you and me. You put your money in a traditional bank savings account, you're lucky to get, what, less than 1%? Meanwhile, in the world of decentralized finance, you can take those same stablecoins, put them to work on-chain, and earn yields of 5, 6, even over 8% with really low risk. So the question becomes pretty simple, doesn't it? Where would you rather keep your money?
All right, let's look at something else. How companies raise money. The old way, the IPO, man, it's a grind. It's slow, it's incredibly expensive, and you need permission every step of the way. You have to hire investment banks, get the blessing of regulators, and even then, access is usually just for a select few investors.
Now, watch how crypto just flips that whole table over. A project can create its own token and list it directly on an exchange that's open to the entire world, 24/7. You don't need a Wall Street bank, you don't need a bureaucrat stamp of approval. The global market itself gets to decide if an idea has value. In this new world, the old gatekeepers, they're being replaced by code.
And what about financial borders? You know, the walls that countries build to control money? Many places have these strict capital controls, limiting how much you can move out of the country each year. While on the blockchain, those borders, those limits, they just don't exist. You can send any amount of money anywhere in the world at any time without asking anyone for permission. Those old controls are quickly becoming obsolete.
So here's the most important part. This isn't just about tearing down the old system for the sake of it. It's about what's being built in its place. This is a vision for a totally new kind of financial and social infrastructure.
Let's just quickly recap the world we're trying to leave behind. It's a system that's opaque, you can't see what's really going on, it's painfully slow, it's permissioned, meaning you have to ask to play, it's localized, and it's clogged with intermediaries, every single one of them taking a cut.
And now compare that with the new system being built. It's transparent. Everything is on a public ledger. It's basically instant. It's permissionless, open to absolutely everyone, everywhere. It's global from the get-go. And all those middlemen are being replaced by automated code that just runs.
And don't for a second think this stops with money. These same ideas, efficiency, transparency, automation, they're coming for everything. Real estate, insurance, trusts, the fund industry, you name it. We're talking about a total restructuring of our economic backbone.
Which brings us to the end here, and maybe the most important takeaway of all. When you boil it all down, all this information leads to a personal choice that each of us has to make.
So you've got one option. You can keep playing the old game, follow the rules that are already set, work hard within that existing system, and hope for the best. And for a long, long time, that was really the only smart path.
But now, there's another option. You can actually participate in building the new system, a system that's designed from the ground up to be more transparent, more fair, and more open for everyone. Now, I have to ask, isn't that a way more exciting path than just being a good player in a game that was rigged from the start?
Because make no mistake, this isn't just some passing fad. This is a deep, fundamental, and yes, subversive shift in how our world operates. This change is happening whether we like it or not. The only choice we really have left is to decide which side of that change we're going to be on.
Smash like and subscribe.